Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Your Houston podcast. This is Mario Castillo, the Your Houston Executive Director. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel to catch all of our content. Today, we're visiting with Kayla Hand, the Executive Director of Books Between Kids, an organization that's dedicated to getting quality books in the hands of kids throughout the city. We've got a lot to discuss with Kayla, so we're going to dive right in.
I feel the liftoff. The clock has started. Roger.
Thank you so much for being here with us, Kayla Hand, Executive Director of Books Between Kids. We're excited to get to know more about your organization and all the great work that you do. But first, we want to get to know a little bit more about you. And so we're going to ask you a few questions to learn more about you.
All right.
First one is, what is your favorite restaurant in Houston?
Ooh, that's a good one. It has to be Tex-Mex, and I'm going to say Escalante's because that's where my family grew up going.
Oh, okay.
There's so many good ones that, to me, I love them all. But if I had to pick a favorite, that's where I would go.
Yeah, Tex-Mex it's hard to pick something besides Tex-Mex in Houston for your favorite restaurant.
Exactly.
But that is a good one, and one that's a lot of people like a lot. In terms of, if you could have a conversation with somebody, past or present, who would you want to sit down and chat with?
Ooh, this might be a really random answer, but probably someone like in the FBI or something who has a lot of secret information that we might not know.
Yeah, just someone that's super kind of not well known, just knows a lot of stuff, get to pick their brain.
Exactly.
Find out all the details.
The juicy stuff.
Exactly. We're going to talk a lot about, obviously, books and kids today. Do you have a particular children's book that you think is the best one out there, or that you think every kid should read?
Oh, there's so many good ones. I don't think I can pick one. I can tell you the titles that are most popular right now with our students are Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Bad Guys, Dog Man. There's just so many good books out there now.
I bet. And these are all, I remember the ones that I read as a kid, and those were not it. So there's new books out there that
exactly
are resonating with kids nowadays. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being here and taking the time to visit with us. We're excited to learn more about you and Books Between Kids. So can you start by telling us how the organization came to be and what it is exactly that y'all do?
Sure. So we are Books Between Kids. We were founded 11 years ago now by two moms who were doing great work in their community. They saw that kids in some parts of town had lots of books and kids in other parts of town did not have any books at all. And so they started to bring awareness to the situation about equitable book access in Houston, but also they did something about it. They started collecting books in their dining rooms, in their garages. They would sort them. And then they very, very quickly became a nonprofit because they realized the permanent need in Houston for a nonprofit like this.
Yep. Wow. So two moms coming together with an idea and a vision, just making it happen.
Exactly. And they're still on our board today. So it's really great to have that continued passion and focus on our mission.
Absolutely. So how, in terms of service area, do y'all service the entire city, specific parts of the city? How does that work?
It really depends on our program. We have 3 different programs and each program has a different focus area, but our community partners is our biggest reach and it's greater Houston area. So we say if somebody will drive to pick up books, they can have the books. And so through that program, we serve other nonprofits, churches, people doing health fairs in the community, all sorts of organizations that are serving our target population, which are low-income kids.
Okay. And you talk about 3 programs. So let's learn more about what those 3 programs are and, what it is that y'all are doing.
Sure. I love this question. So we are focused on book collection and book distribution.
Okay.
So our first program is our book celebration program, and you can picture free book fairs. So we go into schools where the kids otherwise wouldn't be able to purchase books, and we let them choose 6 books of their own to take home and keep. We lay the books out just like a book fair. Choice is a really, really key component of that, so that we're inspiring kids to read who might otherwise be scared to read, or they're reading stuff in school they're not interested in. Is that by choosing a book for pleasure reading, we're really hoping to increase their chances of performing well in school.
Gotcha.
So that's our our cornerstone program, as I call it. We're in 56 schools last year, and we'll be in maybe a little bit more this year, and that's in HISD.
Okay, just in HISD.
Just in HISD this year. And then our second program is our Community Partners program, which I mentioned a little bit earlier. It's really geared towards other nonprofits that we want to, who otherwise would be spending their resources on raising their own books. We want them to focus on what they're good at. So we want them to keep giving out the food or the clothes or whatever they focus on, and therefore we can supplement that with books as well. Because we know that if families need those services, they probably also need books.
Yep.
And then our third program is our Book a Month program. We are an affiliate of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Everybody loves Dolly.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And so we are in 9 zip codes in Houston, where we register and enroll kids under the age of 5 to receive a book mailed to their home each month.
Wow. So I'm just having flashbacks to the Scholastic Book Fair that I went to as a kid in elementary school, where they'd come and set up in the library, and we'd get to go and buy books and stuff.
Yeah.
Thinking about the one y'all do, except it's free, which is great because you're not having to pay for the books, and there's definitely a need out there. Do y'all know in terms of percentages or the struggles that kids are having getting books, or what the need is you're trying to meet specifically in the Houston region? Sure.
So the statistics show that 60% of low-income families have no books at all for their kids at home, particularly age-appropriate books. And there's study after study that show why having books in your home is important, why learning from an early age is important. And there's also a lot of statistics around book access. So not only do these families usually not have money to purchase books, but their neighborhood libraries are shut, or their school libraries are shut, or they don't have a Barnes & Noble around the corner. So it makes it really, really hard to get their hands on books.
Yeah. And, we just heard about some libraries that were getting shut. Is that pushing folks to y'all? Have y'all seen a spike in interest or requests because of that?
We are. And what I would say is the principals are really passionate about their kids having access to books, and so are the parents. It just might not be in the cards for them. And so we just set out our book celebration application, and I saw it written a lot in there about they might not have access to books because A, B, or C, and that's why we're reaching out to you.
Gotcha. Well, it's great that y'all are able to help meet that need, especially since that need is now increasing. And you brought some books with you today.
I did.
Are these particularly special to you, or you just wanted to come and share them?
I just wanted to share them. And one of the points I wanted to make is that books can be really expensive, particularly for someone struggling to buy food, clothes, medicine. And so I thought maybe we could talk about what an average book goes for these days.
Sure. I mean, you would look at that book and I would say this is probably a $4 book.
$8.99.
Okay, I was
$8.99.
way wrong.
This is a Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's a very popular chapter book.
Okay.
And then we have a hardback. This is Dogman. Dogman, there are tons and tons of different versions of this that the kids love. So this is a hardback version. What do you think this one is for?
I'm going to say $12.
You were, yeah, $12.99.
Okay,
Great.
yeah.
And then you have a board book that a baby might read.
Yeah, let's see. That's what, $5?
$7.99.
Okay.
And then this is a huge How the World Works picture book.
Oh,
with beautiful color on the inside.
I'm gonna say $20.
$16.99.
Okay.
So all of these books cost way more than 1 hour at minimum wage, which I believe is $7.25 now.
Mm-hmm. It really puts that into perspective because the price tag on these is not what you would probably think.
Right.
And so you're able to provide books to kids without a cost. Mm-hmm. And that's really, impactful because, when a family has to choose between paying their rent and food and electricity and all of those things, where do books fall on that scale?
Exactly. And it's not that the parents don't want books for their kids.
Right.
It's just they're having to make tough decisions.
Absolutely. So do y'all utilize, in your work, do y'all utilize volunteers? If someone's listening and they're really passionate and you've really sparked an interest in them, can they show up and help?
Absolutely. We utilize the help of about 1,700 volunteers each year. Wow. So we heavily rely on volunteers to help us count, sort, pack sticker books to get them all ready to go out to schools and community partners. And I will just say our warehouse is a book lover's dream. So if you love working with books, we would love to have you. You can find all of the information on our website at booksbetweenkids.org.
Okay. And do you get all your books from the Dolly Parton Library that you give out, or how do you acquire books?
Sure. So we get books from Tennessee for Dolly Parton's program only.
Okay.
And then our 2 other programs, all of those books come from either individuals in the community donating or big book distributors. But 60% of our books come straight from the Houston community, people clearing off their bookshelves, Girl Scout troops doing drives, corporations doing drives. And so we really rely heavily on not only that, but they're high quality books that people are donating. And so we love that.
And if I want to donate some books to you, how do I do that?
Sure. You can make an appointment on our website. We ask that you just schedule that so we can make sure we are at the office ready to receive those books.
Yep.
But it's very easy to find on our website, booksbetweenkids.org.
Okay. And now we talked a lot about kids' books. If someone wants to donate, is there a certain, age range where those books need to fall, or how do you determine what's appropriate to donate and what's not?
Sure. Great question. So we focus on 5th grade and below. However, we do accept middle school and high school books, and we will work with our community partners to be sure those get out. But if you ask me what our biggest need is, I'm going to say books for birth between 5th grade. And then we're looking for high quality books, a book that a child would be proud to own. If it's missing pages, if it has gum in between the pages, that's something we're going to sort out. And we're very proud of the quality books we get to give out because these kids deserve high quality books. And they know when we're not giving our best. And so we really work hard to give them the best books we can.
Gotcha. That makes sense. And so if I bring a box over and let's say maybe 2 books are just in rough shape, those won't get through. And let's say a couple others are, mystery novels for adults and those won't get through. I'll just take those home with me and y'all will keep what's appropriate.
We typically sort them at the warehouse. So once they're ours, we need to find a new home for them. So we work with a partner called Thrift Books, and we love Thrift Books because they come help us essentially recycle the books we cannot use. They'll either resell them or they will recycle them in a way that we cannot, because books have glue in the binding. So I can't just throw them in the recycle bin, and I don't want to do that anyway. I want that book to have another chance. And we're talking about like cookbooks, textbooks, things that we wouldn't be setting out on the table for kids.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. Do y'all put on any events at all, or do y'all go to events? Is there a way that, communities can engage with Books Between Kids?
Great question. We go to a lot of community events through our Community Partners program. And if you are someone who wants books for your event, you can feel free to submit an application on our website. And then we also host events. We host 2 fundraising events a year, which really help us keep our mission going. And one of those is coming up at the end of October. It is called the Book Bash. It will be lots of fun. So please go check it out and get your tickets. And I would love to see you.
What can we expect at the Book Bash?
Sure. So we're going to do dinner, a raffle, cocktails, and then we'll really be spending some time talking about the need for books in our community and how everybody plays a role in that.
Okay. And you said that is
Wednesday, October 25th. It's going to be at the Bell Tower on 34th.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see if we can get some folks there.
That would be awesome.
To support. I mean, it's such vital work that y'all do, especially now when we've seen the book availability become an issue.
Right.
And libraries, being closed, and just cities facing budget cuts. That's, likely to impact the library system, and that compounds the issue.
Right.
So y'all will become even more important in helping to bridge that gap. When you think about, the next 5 years, where do you see Books Between Kids? Are there new programs in the works that, hopefully are deployed, or is there something else in mind that you think this is where we want to be 5 years from now?
Great question. We really have spent a lot of time looking at our 3 programs and feel like that is a great avenue to give our books out through. And so what I'm looking to do now is increase that. How many more book celebrations can we do each year? How many more community partners can we do? And all of that depends on the books we get in. The more books we get in, the more books I can get out. And so I would love to see us hitting, right now we're at 300,000 distributed each year. I'd love to see us hit that 500,000 mark.
That is just so impressive.
Thank you.
300,000 books distributed a year. Y'all have been around 11 years. And you, the executive director, how big is your team?
Great question. I have 2 full-time, including myself, and then 4 part-time. And so that's why we really rely on volunteers to make the magic happen, because we could not do it alone.
Absolutely. I mean, that's such an impressive, amount of impact that you're having with a small team and an army of volunteers.
Yeah, thank you. That's a really big compliment.
Well, we try to make a difference on the quality of life space. That's really our focus, and the health equity, health disparity space. And there's so much to it, where these quality of life issues that so many things fall into, and being able to access books is one of them. And you might not think about it.
Right.
But it impacts a child's ability to learn and grow and develop and keep pace with, their peers in school, and make sure that when they get to school, they're adequately prepared from the beginning.
Yeah.
And so when we think about, families that are struggling or just getting by, oftentimes they're really trying to help their kids get the best education they can, so they can be in a better spot in the future. And this is a big part of that.
Yeah. And you think about how many things literacy is connected to: filling out a job application, attending higher education, signing your name on a child's birth certificate. Literacy is all around us. Reading is so important. And I believe the earlier you start, the better you'll be at it.
Absolutely. Well, we really appreciate you stopping by and sharing all the great work that Books Between Kids is doing. I hope this episode inspires people to want to get involved, to want to donate books. I'm sure there's a lot of books sitting out there, kids growing up, not needing them. This is a great opportunity to pay them forward and give a kid an opportunity to enjoy it who wouldn't otherwise have that.
Absolutely. And I'll just add, if you have an emotional attachment to your books, which I know many, many of us do, I promise you those books will go to a good home.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here, and we'll see you at the Book Bash.
Perfect.
Later this month.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kayla, for stopping by and telling us all about Books Between Kids. And don't forget, on Wednesday, October 25th, they're having a Book Bash at the Bell Tower on 34th Street. It's a great event for a great cause. Feel free to check that out. We'll be back soon with another great episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and have a great day.